Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Boys
Welcome.
podcast.
Yeah.
Today, our episode is focusing around God of War because on the
Gow.
channel, Big Boys Anonymous, we just completed God of War, and
Yeah, we did.
it was pretty great. It was
My
a great
nipples
time.
are hard just talking about it.
Yes. So, I had played it before you did, Kenny.
Yeah.
And overall, what are your thoughts on the game to begin with?
I thought it was a pretty good game. You can tell that the game developers really looked up or knew a lot about Norse mythology and all that jazz when they were making the game, because I looked some stuff up during and after we played it, and I was like, dang, that's pretty spot on, guy.
Yeah.
And the end of the game, oh baby, when it's revealed that the boy is actually Loki, I knew there was a reason I wanted to kill him the entire time.
Yes. So, would you say did it deserve Game of the Year in your opinion, or no? Would you have given it to a different game?
That I would have given it Game of the Year.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you didn't really play too many games in 2018 either.
Yeah, because I was gone.
Yeah, considering you were in Vietnam
Yeah,
fighting the whole time.
taking a holy vacay,
Yes.
fulfilling all my dreams
Fulfilling all your dreams in Vietnam.
among the Vietnamese.
The Vietnamese. Okay. So, one of the things that I guess was more special for me on the second playthrough watching you play was that I saw a bunch of, not really spoilers, but throughout the game it gives hints of what's going to happen later on in the game. Like, I know in the cabin at the very beginning, the letters L, O, K, and I are inscribed all over the cabin walls and stuff like that. When you have your first fight with Baldur, aka Ed Sheeran, and you know how he throws Ed Sheeran into that giant rock.
Yeah.
On the top of that rock is actually part of the mural that you see in Jotunheim at the end of the game.
Dang.
Another thing was the game had dual purpose through its narrative. Like, if you remember, after Kratos cuts down the last tree for the funeral pyre, and they're in the boat, Atreus says, "Father, everything seems different now," and then Kratos is like, "Everything is different." You would think that that's because, the mother's dead and that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you come to realize later on in the game that Kratos' wife, Faye, her handprints on the trees, she specifically wanted them to cut down the trees that were holding up that protective barrier that kept the Norse gods from seeing them. So once he cut down that final tree, that was when the barrier went down, and then Baldur saw or could find where Kratos was. If that makes sense.
That's wild.
Yeah. So in a sense, Faye knew that after her death, she wanted them to go out and, I don't know, face the Norse gods maybe, or realize that they have to defend themselves. I'm not really sure. But another thing that's interesting is that come the end of the game, you find out that Thor had killed all of the giants, right? And you kind of learn that Odin and that they hate the giants and whatnot. But then it's revealed at the end of the game that Faye was a giant, and that makes Atreus half god, half giant, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then if you look at the beginning of the game, when Baldur shows up, he says to Kratos, "I thought you would be bigger than you are," and he says, "You're kind of supposed to be so much more enlightened." And when you're playing through it the first time, you'll think that, it's because, Kratos is not from this land. He's from Greece. He's not supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at it a second time, you'll realize that
he's talking about the mom.
Baldur thought that Kratos was the giant.
Yeah.
But when in reality, Faye was already dead. Let's see. Another
That's
one.
some wild stuff.
Do you know when Atreus kind of turns on Kratos and shoots him in the chest?
Yeah.
Baldur says that Kratos is all meat and that it was the boy that he was looking for the whole time. So he somehow already knew then that Atreus was part giant and went after him then.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sick.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh yeah. So Baldur was hunting, he was also hunting the last giant to get the cure to him not feeling pain, which was the curse put on him by Freya. Mm-hmm. Even though she was trying to protect him, and he said that even the Allfather could do this to me after he hits the mistletoe, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So in a way, the prophecy was fulfilled. He did end up feeling pain because of Kratos in that.
Yeah.
And then it makes sense that that's why Freya threw away all of the arrows that
that
he gave to them,
arrows.
the mistletoe, because she knew that if they met Baldur again, they could kill him with that. Let's see.
But she missed one, and we still got him anyways.
Yeah, the one in the quiver strap. So, at the beginning of the game, you find out that Brock and Sindri made the Leviathan axe for Faye, and then she gave it to Kratos after she died. But later on in the game, you find out that the Leviathan axe was made to counter the death and destruction that Mjolnir created, which they also built that axe for Thor.
Mjolnir's a hammer, not an axe, but good try.
Did I say that wrong?
You said axe.
I meant the Leviathan axe and then Mjolnir.
Yeah, you called Mjolnir an axe.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'll take the blame for that one.
That's all right. I forgive you.
Oh, thank you. In actual Norse mythology and in this one, when Ragnarok comes, Thor is supposed to face down Jormungandr. And let's see. I'm trying to remember exactly what happens. So basically, in actual Norse mythology, Thor kills Jormungandr, but then Jormungandr spits acid onto Thor and disintegrates him.
Which kills Thor.
Holy
moly.
But I can't remember if it's just in this game, or it might be in Norse mythology too, I can't remember exactly, but basically, Thor knocks Jormungandr so hard with the hammer that he goes back in time, which is why Jormungandr is possible to exist in the first God of War, even though he's the son of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometime in the future, something's got to happen to create Jormungandr then, I guess.
The boy, you know when the boy had sex with that dead guy? Yeah.
Yes.
That's how Jormungandr was created.
Oh, God. Part snake. Okay, so here's another good one. Do you remember when the boy got sick and Kratos took him to Freya, and as they're riding up the elevator, Mimir makes the comment that somebody just called the serpent?
Yeah.
Who I think you already said who you thought it was, but who did you think it was again?
I think I said Thor.
I think you said Nolan North. Oh, aka
his son, Thor's
Magnir
son.
Modi. Yeah, whichever one survived. I forget which one it was.
Yeah.
And that is a plausible theory, because one could see it as after you kill. I'm just gonna call him Troy Baker and Nolan North because that's who voiced him here, and I know it's Magni and Modi. I can't decipher them though. So after you kill Troy Baker, Nolan North decides that he can't return to his father like this, or else Thor's gonna be pretty pissed at him for letting his brother get killed.
He's
So
dead.
he goes to the Tyr's vault to try to kill them again, except Atreus Spartan fails, and then Kratos beats him up and then takes the boy to Freya. What could happen, is that Nolan North then, still not accepting defeat, called the Serpent to fight him. But, I mean, Mimir said that nobody can speak the tongue of the Serpent.
Yeah.
But I guess even if he did blow the horn, he could just, like, punch the Serpent or something, and that would make him mad. But you don't hear any fighting, really, when you're in Freya's house.
You just hear the horn blow, and that's it. And then he says, somebody summoned the serpent. Maybe it was the spirit of the boy. Went and blew that horn.
There's another theory. I'll get to that in a second. But a different theory is that, so when Ragnarok starts, it's Heimdall is supposed to blow the Gjallarhorn, which kind of signals Ragnarok. It could be that, I don't know. But then the third theory, which is what you're getting at, is, like I said before, how Jormungandr goes back in time and whatnot. What could happen is, in the next God of War, we could be fighting Thor and have the serpent on our side, and then Thor knocks all of us into the past at the same time where Kratos is taking the boy to Freya to get help. So then there'd be two pairs of them in the same timeline, technically.
Yeah. I like that. I like that theory a lot better.
Yeah, so I mean, we're not really sure what's gonna happen with that. I guess anything could. Let's see. Do you remember Tyr from the game, or hearing of Tyr?
Yeah.
So he was the Norse god of war, and there's a theory that Kratos is actually Tyr. Because it's later on you can see that Tyr had visited other lands like Kratos has and will.
Mm-hmm.
Tyr hated Odin, and he was close with the giants and brought peace, just like Kratos also is.
Dang.
But there's a part I think it's in Helheim, where you see a board where it shows that Tyr had visited Egypt, Celtic, Japanese, and other mythologies, which kind of gives maybe an Easter egg or a hint that after this trilogy, they're going to go somewhere else again.
The Egyptian gods?
Yeah. I guess the last thing I really want to talk about with this that I found interesting on the second playthrough is, well, maybe not the second playthrough, but so at the end of the game, it's very much hinted at on one of the murals in Jotunheim that Kratos is going to die.
Oh, yeah. Is it the boy that kills him? Is it something else that kills him? What's going to happen?
Another thing relating to Tyr is that it looked like Kratos had lost an arm, just like Tyr had lost an arm to Fenrir, which is another one of Loki's children.
Dang.
So what could happen is Loki, aka Atreus, maybe turns on Kratos, tricks him, and kills him, takes his power. I don't know. The problem with that is, well, two things. Number one is the series really wouldn't be able to continue much, because I don't think people would want to play as Atreus after he murders Kratos. That wouldn't be very fun.
Yeah. And
the other thing is that, you wouldn't know this, but the God of War games have a theme of Kratos creates his own fate, and that destiny or fate of cultures can be changed.
So he's not actually going to die. That's what I'm hearing.
We don't know, because Odin is a really good foil to Kratos in the sense that Odin is doing everything he can to keep Ragnarok from happening. But Kratos, as he showed by basically killing all of the Greek gods, knows that you can control your own fate and the fate of others.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got then.
Dang. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Clipping
forgot
your
what I was going to
fingernails again?
say. No, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, I'll tell you
Pointless.
this. The next God of War game is probably not going to come out for a good 3-4 years. It'll
Dang
probably
it.
be on the PlayStation 5.
Dang it.
That's my guess.
Well, I got to wait so long.
But we could always go play the 6 or 7 God of War games that came before this one.
Oh, yeah.
The ones where he's younger and hotter. Just
Doesn't
kidding.
doesn't look as beefy.
Yeah, he doesn't look as beefy.
Yeah.
There actually is one game, God of War Ascension, where he looks pretty shredded. But yeah,
I mean, he's a lot more buff in this one than he is in the old ones. The old ones, he looks like what I imagine Channing Tatum would look like.
if he was super white.
Yeah, if he was like super white and had red paint across his nipple
Yeah.
and wore a skirt. Like, he's not super buff.
Yeah. Yeah, Kratos seems a bit more, I don't know if wide is the right word, but just
It's
fuller.
close enough.
Yeah,
He's fuller. He's
Yeah.
a big boy.
A lot of people did not like this, or there were a few number of people who didn't like this God of War because it was not as action-packed or as big of a scale as the previous God of War games were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's one game
I thought
where
that was pretty action-packed.
Part of it has to do with how they changed it from just third person
Fixed camera to
over the
fixed camera,
shoulder.
or to over the shoulder.
Yeah, to the older over the shoulder view, and making enemies have a bit more health and whatnot. So, but yeah,
I'm always in for the challenge.
Brock is forever in our hearts. I think we can say that for certain.
Brock, I love Brock.
Brock, that Mediterranean man.
Check out the merch link down in the description below.
We were yeah. Someday
we,
we're gonna do that.
Someday we went on Custom Ink and we
Not sponsored.
not sponsored, but
Not
we
sponsor. You can pay us,
we
though.
made we designed our own merch shirts. We just gotta wait until we're bigger, and then we're gonna drop some of that hot merch. They're really good. We got two shirts. We got the I'm pissed shirt because I said I'm pissed at least 30 times an episode.
Yes.
So we have that. And then we also have my favorite Mediterranean, and it has a picture of Brock on it. So that's the front, and then
it's my favorite Mediterranean.
the back of the I'm pissed one. Not sure about my favorite Mediterranean, but the back of the I'm pissed has property of Big Boys Anonymous on it.
Which is, I still think that's kind of weird, but all right.
You guys are now owned by us if you buy our merch.
Slavery
man.
is back. Yee.
Whoa. You yeed your last haul with that one.
I just eat my last hee-haw. All right. I accept defeat.
Yeah. I thought this God of War was good. I mean, it's the first God of War game I've played, so
You can be
I
you can be completely honest with me if
I
you
can't
didn't like
say
it.
much. Okay, no, I did enjoy it.
What didn't you like about it?
I didn't like how fucking hard it was. But I know part of that
Okay.
was just me being bad at games, and the other part was you
Okay,
upped
yeah.
the difficulty. But
Well-
that was only for like 5 episodes.
Another part was probably that it was share play, and share play does have a little bit of lag,
Yeah.
so that could also be part of it.
I mean,
So
I really enjoy games like this that have like correct history to it. And
Define
'cause,
what's correct history.
like they're not. It's not like 100% like made up, and they go like it has like true like Norse mythology and shit
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like that.
All right, yeah.
That's why I enjoyed the Uncharted series for that, because that stuff that they
Yeah.
that's like actually like real in quote stuff, because it's not actually real, but people thought it was. So, I mean, I love games like that. I love finding storylines and stuff.
Oh, that's coming to mind.
I love following the plot. The plot is the best part of any game I've played. I play games for the plot.
Yeah.
Unless it's a horror game, because most horror games don't have a good plot, but
Well, Until Dawn had an okay plot.
yeah, Until Dawn has a good plot. Alien Isolation has a good plot.
I never played that one.
I've played some of it. Haven't played a lot. That'll be Halloween. We can play that.
Well, you broke the disappointing news to me yesterday, which I already knew was going to be totally real.
Oh yeah. Gosh, Shaggy's not going to be in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, big shock right there.
I cried.
Number one is that it takes a while to develop that, and number two is that the Shaggy meme is going to be dead by then.
Who cares?
Nobody's really going to be like, oh yeah, Shaggy's in Mortal Kombat 11.
The Shaggy meme already kind of died, so that's all right.
The Shaggy.
I haven't seen the Shaggy meme on Facebook for about 3 days. So.
Oh. Well, the Shaggy meme again. Well, I never said it before, but I sent it to you. It's just the Chuck Norris meme.
Yeah.
Updated.
Yeah, it was Chuck Norris's way of coming back into mainstream media.
Gosh. Oh yeah. I had a dream last night, and I'll share it with you if you'd like me to.
Yeah, I bet you did. So please share.
Okay.
Let the viewers at home know what you dream about at night. What's your deepest desire?
I actually had 2 dreams.
Oh shit!
2 separate ones.
It's more dreams than I have.
Okay. So the first one was that I was going to a movie theater to see a movie, but when I got inside, I ended up washing cars in a dark room while Justin Timberlake started singing songs to me.
What the heck?
Yeah, that was the super weird one. But
Time to go back on what do dreams mean and freaking type that one in.
Justin Timberlake. The other one actually made a bit more sense. So basically, there was a guy in this town, and it was a small village. Everybody was super friendly during the day, but when nighttime came, everybody turned into a zombie and tried to kill him. But then it turned to day again though, and then they all went back to normal.
I like that.
Yeah. So
imagine if that's how the zombie apocalypse actually was. They're only zombies at night.
Oh, that would be so weird.
I'd be sitting on my front porch just knocking people off at midnight.
And you try to convince people about it, and they're like, "No, it's not real."
And there's only certain people are immune to it.
Well, I didn't watch it, but did you see Bird Box on Netflix?
Yeah, I did. It was trash.
Okay, yeah, I've heard that. I've also heard it was really good, so I don't even know. But I heard something about that the only people who aren't affected are those who had mental disabilities already.
Yeah, because so the monster in the movie was depression. That was the monster. So those with mental disabilities, they were still affected, but like they saw it as a beautiful thing, so they didn't like try and go commit suicide because of it. But all the quote normal unquote people, they would see the depression and they'd off themselves. That it was just one big metaphor for depression.
Because I heard that they were going to have a monster appear, but then they wrote it out because it looked really dumb or something.
I don't know. There was no monster in there. It was just a gust. It was just a gust of wind, and it was supposed to portray depression. Yeah, like that.
Whoa, my audio feed just went really weird there. I apologize for those who are listening.
Rip headphone users.
Let's see. What is the best game you've ever played?
The best game, Roblox. Is that even a question, guy? Come on.
Yeah, Roblox.
Oh yeah. I'll boot that up right now. I'll play some
What's
Roblox
the best
right now.
single player game you've ever played?
Minecraft?
Minecraft?
Just kidding. That counts. That's a single player and co-op game at the same time.
Both.
Okay, but for real, best. Honestly, I think Spider-Man for the PS4 was really good. The
Really?
new one. I loved it. And there's still, I gotta put that sucker in and update it because they're still adding suits and stuff to the game.
Yeah, but there's nothing new to do. It's just new suits to look at.
I'm still not at 100% completion yet. I still got side stuff to do and the
Whoa.
DLC, which adds on another 3 whole storylines. So
My favorite single
gotta
player.
go do that.
My favorite single player game of all time is actually most likely a dead franchise now. Infamous Second Son. That came out in 2014. It was one of the first games for the PS4, and oh my gosh, I completed that 100% like 3 times. I really enjoyed it. But the studio that made it, Sucker Punch, there hasn't been any rumors or news of a sequel to it yet. And considering that they're creating Ghosts of Tsushima, which is in leagues with like Death Stranding and The Last of Us Part 2, it's safe to say that it's either going to be a very long time away or they're just completely done with the series now.
Yeah.
So,
Dang.
oh well. What you gonna do?
I only complete about half the games that I buy to 100% completion. Like only if I like really really enjoyed them.
And that's why I'm super skeptical about games these days. Like I don't pre-order stuff anymore.
Yeah, I don't. I've never pre-ordered because I don't want to buy a game that I think is going to be good and then it turns out to be trash. And
I know.
I sometimes do that even though I don't pre-order.
I know that people say like, oh, you shouldn't listen to critics and what they say. They don't know what they're talking about. But like, that's honestly kind of what I'm doing. Like,
so you gotta listen to the right critics, you know?
Yeah. An example is Anthem. Like, Anthem could be really good, but it could also be a repeat of what Destiny did in 2014 by just having no end game at all. So what I'm going to do is just wait until people form an opinion of the actual thing, because the beta, which came out a week or 2 ago, was absolutely horrendous. Because it was full of glitches and people couldn't get into the servers.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I'm not here. I don't want to hate on Anthem or anything, but because of that, I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm going to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
And also, EA is in charge of it as a publisher.
That means microtransactions.
Yeah, there's already rumors about $20 skins and whatnot coming out for the Javelins.
I remember when I could just go buy a game and get the full game without having to pay for extra stuff. That's why I still play my GameCube.
Nice, yes. And honestly, that was another really good selling point of God of War, was that they had scrapped all DLC. They were considering DLC, but they decided to scrap it because they wanted it just to be, what you get is what you get, and also they're gonna save it for the second game.
Yeah.
But yeah, was it 2018 where EA said that single player games are dead?
Yeah, it was. And then Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Spider-Man, and there was another single player game came out, and they all got nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah, I mean God of War won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And
it was God of War.
Meanwhile, EA Battlefield 5, after they say that people who don't like the game are uneducated and that they should either accept it or don't buy it.
People didn't buy it.
People didn't buy it. People did not buy the game at all. And they came out with their earnings review today, and EA's stock has so far plummeted 20%.
Congratulations, you played yourself, EA.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I know that there are hardworking people for EA in that, but it just part of me feels so good to know that they just
Yeah.
majorly messed up
I mean,
right there.
I think if gaming ever comes down to where like they're not making single player games anymore, I'm just gonna quit gaming
And go to what?
and stick with all my old consoles that actually have single player games because
Yeah,
I
don't
can't play because online games are only fun if you're playing with friends. Playing with strangers, it just sucks because you can't communicate and stuff for things you need to do.
Yeah.
So that's the only way multiplayer games are made to be playing with friends, not strangers in China who you can't even understand when they call your mom a hoe. So
I don't think it's gonna happen, but part of me. Oh no, that's not gonna happen. I was thinking for a second that considering how good single player games have been doing recently, if we have a resurgence of single player games to the point where the market gets oversaturated with them and we get another video game crash, just like we did in the 80s. Do you know how the video game crash in the 80s started?
no.
Okay, so basically what happened was so many games were coming out at once and so many of them were just garbage that it oversaturated the market. And what was it? Super Mario Bros., the first one, basically saved the gaming industry in the 80s.
Oh, jeez. Thank God for Nintendo. They're the real OGs, man.
Yeah.
I can always count on Nintendo for making single player games because they're always going to make
because
Zelda.
they don't know how internet works yet still,
Yeah.
it seems.
They're all going to make Zelda. Super Smash Bros. Is always going to have a single player story mode.
Super Smash Bros. Might take a break for a long time, though. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the plan was that Ultimate is the last one. Because the guy who's the creator of Smash Bros, he's been hinting for a while that
Hero Sakurai.
Yeah, he doesn't want to make any more Smash Bros games because it's literally his entire life.
Yeah,
he wants to move on to other things.
Yeah, and that's understandable. When I heard stories about when he was developing Melee and that he basically didn't even sleep at night and stuff. And it's like, I mean, I feel like wouldn't Nintendo just put more people on the team to make the game or something?
They probably would.
But yeah. Speaking, can you go on?
No, you.
No, you. All right. Speaking of the Switch, there's rumors about the Switch getting an upgrade later this year, or perhaps a downgrade. I've heard both. Either it's going to get a better screen and a better. I heard one rumor about the dock being compatible with 4K upscaling if you have a 4K TV or whatnot. But then I've also heard the flip side, which is that it's going to become like the 2DS, where they're going to have the screen in the middle, but the Joy-Cons are going to be physically connected to it.
No, I don't like. That's not even the point of the Switch is to frickin' take the Joy-Cons off.
I heard a rumor that's going to be like more portable and whatnot, and longer battery, and it's going to be cheaper because it's not going to have a dock with it then. So
that's gay. Well, I'm glad I bought this version of the Switch and
we don't know. It could be
sure hope.
Either or at this point.
Because I like this. I like the Switch the way it is. Because that thing has pretty good battery life, anyways. From what I play that shit for like 4 hours.
Yeah, not as long as a phone would, but I mean, it is running much more complex games.
Yeah, so all I got to do is plug the dock back in it, but the Joy-Cons are still charged. So then all I got to do, I just switch to the TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get what you mean.
It's like the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Wii U's controller ran out of battery real fast.
When did you buy your PS4 again?
It was like January 2017. I've had it for a year, almost 2 years.
You've had it for a little over 2 years.
Yeah.
See, I've had mine for over 5. And I want to get your opinion on this. Do you think that if a PlayStation 5 comes out next year, is that too soon?
Considering that normally it's like they wait like 3 years and then they bring out a new console, honestly.
Well,
As long,
it would be
long as-
7.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's too long.
When you
Because the longer it takes to push out a new console means the more work, hopefully, that they're putting into making it good.
I've
for
heard
us.
Yeah, I've heard both flip sides of the coin, or whatever you want to call it. On one hand, you have people like me who have had the PS4 since it came out day one, and I don't have a Slim or a Pro. I have the basic PS4. I've installed a 2 terabyte hard drive on it because I ran out of space on my original 500 gigabyte one, and I feel like it's time for a new console. Honestly, I part of me feels like the games that I have are underpowered. Like, I know if I had a PS4 Pro, I could have run God of War in 60 frames per second instead of 30, which would have looked a lot nicer. But the PS4, as it is right now, can't handle that. And there are some games that are online that can still only handle 30 FPS compared to, I mean, if you do have a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X, they have like the 4K checkerboard and whatever they want to call it. But then on the other side, you have people who I thought you would be in this group who say, there's so many good games that are still coming out on the PS4. They can, milk this for as long as they want. The PS4 is much more successful than the Xbox One in terms of sales.
What I was gonna say about that is like they've already announced games for the PS4 that are coming out, like The Last of Us 2 and all that. But if they come out with a new console, they're probably gonna get released for that. So
cross generation.
Yeah, I was saying put it do what Nintendo did for Breath of the Wild, where they released one for the Wii U and the Switch. Do that with those new games. Release them that are coming out around the time that the PlayStation 5 would come out. Release them for PS4 and PlayStation 5. That way, people who don't buy the PlayStation 5 right away can still enjoy the games that they were promised on the PlayStation 4 before they go get a PlayStation 5.
And that's, like you said, so that's a good thing and a bad thing. Good thing because more people can play it, but if they were to say this is only on PlayStation 5, I'm sure they'd sell a lot more.
Yeah.
But it would kind of be a jerk move to do
It's
that.
a jerk move on all those people that don't have enough cash to buy a straight up new console. Or enough room.
So The Last of Us Part 2, the trailer at least, did you notice how good I don't know how to say this, how good it looked compared to games on the PS4 right now?
It looks like a movie.
So I have 2 theories about that. One is that this is just a more advanced version of the game. This is something that developers will do, is that they'll make a game look super, super good during the demo, because they'll just make that one area super high tech, but then the rest of the game's kind of shoddy.
Mm-hmm.
But then another example is there were games that were announced in 2012 and 2013 that looked way too good to be on the PS3, and that's because they were actually secretly running it on the development kits for PS4. So a theory that I have is that
those sneaky bastards.
That Death Stranding and The Last of Us 2, that the trailers and the gameplay that we've seen could be running
PlayStation 5.
It could be, because development kits are already out in the wild for Sony's first party developers, I know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that they just announced recently that they're completely changing the shift of development over to the PlayStation 5 instead of the PS4 anymore.
Yeah. I'm probably going to get the PlayStation 5. I wouldn't say right away. I mean, maybe a month or two after it comes out.
I'm going to get it right away.
Maybe a week.
Depends
on the money situation, but
yeah, I guess. And PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 isn't probably going to go on sale until the next year, Black Friday. So you might as well get it right away, honestly, if you're going to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it totally bombs. Like I said before, don't pre-order
don't
stuff
pre-order.
or whatever. I'm not practicing what I'm preaching apparently, but maybe it's different for consoles. Who knows? It's kind of a tangent. But
see, if you don't pre-order it, but you get it the day it comes out, technically you're still doing the right thing.
Yeah, he just didn't pre-order. He didn't put any money down. Okay. Oh gosh, we have so many places we could go with this. GameStop is failing right now.
Yeah, GameStop is getting shut down.
They couldn't sell.
They filed for bankruptcy.
Wait, did they actually?
Yeah, they did.
When was this?
I read an article. What's today? Wednesday? It was
Today's the 6th.
Sunday night I read an article that said that they filed for bankruptcy.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, I didn't hear that, but alright.
So
they could
you can say goodbye to you could say goodbye to GameStop.
We already had the discussion though
really
about
soon.
where you're gonna get your consoles and your games and whatnot.
Walmart.
Walmart. Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, there's this sick store down here that sells retro games and stuff. They got Nintendo. They got Nintendo 64s and stuff.
Dude, there's
I'm like,
one.
Oh lord.
There's literally one right down the street from me that sells older video games, and that is awesome.
Love it. I love walking in that store.
I don't know how.
And like a Nintendo 64 is only like $70 there, so I'm like, whew.
Dude, I got a Nintendo 64.
If I didn't have so many consoles already.
You know what Nintendo? I have the Nintendo 64 that has the teal see-through covering on it, so you can see the insides.
See the insides.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's some high-speed stuff right there, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Top of the line technology.
See, I'm gonna have to wait to get a new console too, because I ain't got enough room in here. Gonna have to wait until I get a bigger place.
What do you mean you don't have enough room for another console?
All my slots on my thing are taken up, and on
your TV.
On the TV.
You should buy a bigger TV. How many HDMI's you got on there?
4.
Oh damn, I have 4 too. What for consoles?
Well,
do you have that require HDMI connection?
There's one port that's free.
There you go.
No, there's 2. JK.
Wow, look at that. You're fine.
I forgot the GameCube doesn't have it, but all my my extension cord slots are filled. Which I could try to switch that around, but my entertainment stand's pretty filled too. Between the Switch, GameCube, and PS4, there's not a lot of room on that.
I just have my my Wii and my PS4, and in my bedroom I have my PS3 though.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. You probably I don't know if you do this, but do you ever watch E3?
Yeah, I watch clips of it when I can't watch like a live stream. But
okay.
Yeah.
I highly doubt you did.
I didn't see this year's because I was gone. Or
yeah.
Last year's 2018.
Yeah. I highly doubt that you saw it, but did you by any chance see I want to say it was the 2013 one where they revealed the PS4 and the Xbox One?
I did not see that one.
Oh my god. I was just rewatching it recently, and it is such a diss. I'll show you the clips. I'll show you the clips after we're done with the podcast.
Yeah.
But so long story short, Xbox's press conference was first, and they revealed that they changed how used games work. So basically, like, your game is specifically only licensed to your console. And even if it's a single-player game, you constantly have to be online to authorize that you have the license for that.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't be offline and whatnot. And so PlayStation comes out the next day, and their guy comes on the stage, and he immediately he's like, we're proud to announce that PlayStation 4 will support used games. And the crowd just cheers for like 30 seconds straight. and he's like, and also, you don't have to constantly be online to play single-player games. He's like, apparently that's something we need to state now. It was hilarious. And then PlayStation comes out later that day with a video on their YouTube channel. It's called How to Share Games on Your PS4. and it's got all this set up, and then this guy's like, "This is how you share a game on PlayStation 4," and he has the physical game in his hand, and he turns around and he hands it to another guy, and the other guy's like, "Thanks," and then it just ends.
That's hilarious.
It was the biggest FU to Microsoft, and that's gotta be a big reason why. They later went back on it, on having to constantly be online in that, but that really hurt them. That E3.
Yeah.
It was the most hilarious thing to watch, though. I'll tell you that.
That is hilarious. Sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I'll show it to you in a bit. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about today?
Well, we talked about almost every console.
Everyone except the Dreamcast.
The Dreamcast.
Oh, dude, we gotta.
You know how VR is a thing now? Did you know that Nintendo came out with VR, in early 1990s?
The Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, and it was way too ahead of its time, man. Yeah, Nintendo should try that again, please.
Well, they came out with Nintendo Labo, which is basically cardboard that's $60, so they're doing something right.
Heck yeah, I'd pay $60 for cardboard.
I just got an email from Best Buy, $249 for a 4K smart TV. Thank us later. I already have a 4K TV. Thank you.
Holy shit! I'm going to Best Buy.
Yeah, wait till Black Friday. They're like $150 then. All right. But yeah, that we gotta play. Have you ever played a Sonic game before? Like, not the original ones, but like the 3D ones.
The what?
The 3D Sonic games. Have you played them?
No.
Okay, we're gonna play those someday. Because they're notoriously garbage.
I have a 3DS, so if they made a 3D Sonic game for the 3DS, man.
Don't know about that one. But yeah. Sounds good.
We should play some handheld games.
Handheld games don't have the best quality, but alright.
That's alright. It's alright. Play some original GBA games.
Oh yeah, I have a Game Boy Advanced.
Or some Game Boy Color games.
Game Boy Color. Wow.
I had one of those.
Cool.
But having siblings, you know.
That's gotta be bad.
They broke it. They broke it.
Wow.
So I was mad.
Yeah, I would be too.
That's why
I don't have any siblings.
I ate my twin brother in the womb.
I mean, that can happen.
Yeah. It is what it is.
What you gonna do?
Is that cannibalism?
Well, oh god. Oh man. Depends if you classify it as a human or not.
Well, we'll talk about that.
We'll talk
in the next
about
podcast.
abortion in a new podcast. Thank you.
Thank you all for listening to this week's podcast. We had a great time discussing God of War and video game consoles with you guys and other video games. Click that like button if you're watching this on YouTube, and subscribe if you're watching that on Spotify.
Or follow, he means.
Follow. We're the same thing. We'll catch you next week with another podcast, and tomorrow with another dank video.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.